So we're going to do our first math lesson for summer school. This is going to be a money math lesson. So the way that summer school is running, students are supposed to be working on IEP goals before anything else. That way we can prevent regression. Almost every student in my class has an IEP goal that has to do with the next dollar up strategy or counting money in general. So most of our YouTube lessons are going to be on the next dollar up strategy. I'll try to mix in some time and some other basic math, but this is probably going to be our main focus for summer. So I hope that you're happy to join. If you're from a different classroom, hi, welcome. So you're going to need this worksheet. I email it out at the beginning of the week. If you're not in my class, but you're still interested in doing this lesson, just have your teacher email me and I can send any worksheets that you need. I don't mind doing that. So directions, follow along with me as I solve next dollar up work problems and show my work. So I'm going to show my work one of two ways. I'm going to use number lines if I need to, and I'm going to use subtraction if I need to. And I'll show you a little bit of both in here so you can see both ways that are great to solve next dollar up strategies until it becomes more fluent and you're able to do it quickly in your head. So let me pull my annotation feature up, and that way I can follow along with you. So our first question, I'm going to zoom in so you only see the one. First question says, Hannah buys shoes and the total is $43.67. What bills should he hand to the cashier? That's a typo, but here we go. Okay, so when you start with a total that's bigger than the biggest bill that you have, so the total is $43, I don't have a $50 bill in my wallet. I've got 20s, that's the biggest I've got. So then you want to circle the biggest bill that you have. If your total is more than the biggest bill you have, you always start with the biggest bill because you don't want to use every single bill that you have in your wallet. You just want to use what you need. So I'm going to start with a 20, and I'm going to use the subtraction method here. So if I take $43.67 and I subtract $20, what am I left with? Now, parents, remember, please pause if your student needs more time solving problems. I'd rather them do it on their own than just follow along with me. So make sure you pause this video now if you want your student to do the subtraction problem on their own. So 43.67 minus 20, I can use my phone calculator, I can use longhand subtraction. It's really just whatever works for me. I get 23.67 is still left. So again, if what the total is, which is this 23.67, is bigger than the biggest bill I have in my wallet, again, I want to use the biggest bill. So I don't have any bills that are bigger than $23. So I'm going to use another 20. And I'm going to subtract again. So I'm going to take $23.67 and I'm going to subtract $20. Pause the video if you want your student to solve this on their own. So when I do this math, I end up with $3.67 left. So I still need to use another bill. I have not met my total yet. So now my total is smaller than the smallest bill that I have in my wallet. 3 is less than 10. It's also less than 20, but I want to use the bill that's closest. So to put this more visually, now some students won't need this much when solving a problem, but it's good to practice these things and really see the reasoning. Okay, so one way that really makes this problem easier to solve is by creating a number line. If you want me to make one that you can print out and just have all summer, just let me know. I've got a bunch of different templates for that. So if I still owe $3.67, that's about here. I want to use the next bill that shows up on my number line. So I start drawing a line up, oh, and I come across this 10 before I come across the 20. The 20 is all the way over here. So that means that the next bill that I want to use is the $10 bill. So I'll have some change, that's okay, but this is the way that you want to solve the problem, really longhand, really showing your work for every single part. Some students don't need to show this much work, some students can just go in and do it. Doesn't matter where you're at, this is just a good way to get going and make the problems easier to solve. Okay, problem number 2. Chandra goes out to get a snack. The bill is $2.50. She has a $5 bill in her wallet. Does she have enough? So to solve this problem, I'm going to use a number line. I'm going to start at 1. And again, I'm just drawing one out here right now. If you want one to have available whenever you're solving these problems, please let me know and I can send you anything you need. I can mail them to you, laminate, whatever you need. So what I want to do is draw a line with what I owe. She owes $2.50, so it's right in between like the 2 and the 3. And what she has is a $5 bill. And so we want to remember that the numbers get bigger as they go this way. So if what I have is greater than what I owe, which it is because it's further on the number line, it means that I have enough to make the purchase. So yes, Chandra can go out and she can get her snack. That's how you would solve problem number 2 using a number line. Gloria goes to buy a new shirt for school. It costs her $23.45. She has a $50 bill in her wallet. Does she have enough? So this is another problem that I could use a number line to solve. However, you would need a really big number line because of the different numbers that it involves. So instead, I'm going to use subtraction to solve this problem. So we start with 50. So that's what we have. And we subtract 23.45. Now I'm going to grab my calculator so I can model using a calculator. So you can use a calculator on a phone. You can use a calculator that you have around the house. So I'm going to take $50. I'm going to hit the minus sign. And then I'm going to subtract 23.45. And I'm left with a remainder of 26.55. So if you solve the subtraction problem and you still have money left, so she had her total, she had a $50 bill, she subtracted what she owed, and she still has money left over, that means that she has enough to make the purchase. So the answer to this problem is yes. So let me just show you what it would look like if she didn't have enough. So let's say Gloria only had a $20 bill and she owed $23.45. So if I typed that into my calculator, 20 minus 23.45, I get this negative, or this minus sign in front of the 3. That means that I did not have enough to make the purchase because I ended up like with less money and still owing money. I still owe $3.45. So if she had a 20, she wouldn't have enough. So that's a way to use subtraction. If you use a calculator and you see that negative, it means that the person did not have enough money to make the purchase. Just to show you the other way to do it. All right, 2 more problems. Luis buys a new pair of gloves. His total is $11.80. What bill should he hand to the cashier? So should he hand a $10 or a $20 bill? So this is another time where we can use a number line. So I'm going to start at the 10. Okay, so I know that I have a $10 and a $20 bill, so I'm going to circle those on my number line. What Luis owes is $11.80, would be right between this 11 and 12. So remember, numbers get bigger as they go through the number line, as they move to the right. So I'm going to try to move this way because I have to move this way. I can't use less than what I owe. And the first thing that I come in contact with is this 20. I never went past the 10 because it was below. It wasn't enough. So Luis should use a $20 bill in order to cover that purchase. All right, and our last problem of today, number bills from largest to smallest. So this is a really good practice to do, and even to do without a worksheet, just take bills out of your wallet, number them from largest to smallest, because this helps with the dollar up strategy, having a greater awareness of what the largest bill is and what the smallest bill is. So I'm gonna look and I'm gonna create a number line to help me with this problem. So I'm gonna start at 5 because that's my smallest bill. No. Okay, and I'm going to go up to 20. So this is my number line here, and I'm going to circle the different bills that I see in my collection. So I see a 5, I see a 10, and I see a 20. And I know that numbers get bigger as they move to the right on the number line. So I'm going to start at the far right because I'm trying to number from largest to smallest. So the one that's most over to the right is the $20 bill, meaning that's probably the largest. So that's my number 1. And now I'm going to move this way as I get smaller and smaller and smaller. Next, what I come in contact with is the 10. So that's over here. That's number 2. And I'm going to continue moving to the left down my number line, heading towards my smaller numbers. and that's where I see that 5. So that's number 3. So that's how I would solve that problem. So thank you for learning with me today. I hope that you learned some new skills on how to solve next dollar up strategies. Please feel free to send me your worksheets when you're done so I can see how your student did. So thank you. Have a great